And today's topic is field goal. As has been our tradition since day one in 2007. Each first Sunday in February has been about acknowledging how the Super Bowl is very much like the field that we're playing on in everyday life. You know, when you hear that song and you think about the wisdom of a young man, and you know that there is something within each one of us that is aware of this loving presence. And it doesn't matter our age, it doesn't matter our stations in life, we each have this relationship to the divine, to this love intelligence that is governing the universe. And we have in this relationship this cherished love that we get to share with the infinite when we are not preoccupied by our ego. When we are not being distracted by these fear-filled thoughts that keep us in a disconnected state from that love. And so whenever we may be on a playing field and God presents us with this loving opportunity to go into meditation, and then the ball is snapped and we have this love right here, and the thoughts that go through our mind is like, I don't want to meditate, this is too much, I don't want to sit still, I don't think this is necessary to do this long, and snap, the quarterback is sacked. That would be you. Now disconnected from this love, now disconnected from this energy of divine love. And each time you go into these different scenarios in your mind where you need to feel that you are not necessarily being pulled into this energy because you have had all of these horrible experiences, and you get an opportunity to visit a church, or you get an opportunity to be in a spiritual setting, you get an opportunity to go to a spiritual event. And once you arrive at any such place, you may have made up your mind, well, whatever happens, I'm not going to join, I'm not going to be a part of this. You know, I'm not going to join anything, because on that defense line here you have these thoughts. And these thoughts are about, well, you know how it was in that last church I was. And this other thought that's represented by another defensive lineman. Well, you know, that last minister just really ticked me off. I'm not trying to be a part of nothing like that. And then you have this other defensive lineman who is going like, okay, you know, these people try to suck up your time and they want you to serve, and I don't have time for all of that, so I'm just going to go in here and enjoy this experience and go. And so you have different kind of defensive linemen that are there when you have another opportunity to be able to have a hold of that thing called love. That divine love that is absolutely yours by divine birthright, that you get to share with another. And when all of these thoughts start to come, when the ball is snapped to you, then you are able to maybe be able to find somebody out there to throw it to. There's a wide receiver out there that is seeing you, but your thoughts and this defensive lineman is becoming this manifestation of this thought, and he tackles your wide receiver, and the play is incomplete. And so you have these different circumstances in your lives when you decide to absolutely be in tune with the divine spiritual being that you are, while you're battling with these fearful thoughts, and you don't necessarily get the results that you are looking for. Ernest Holmes says that the heart of the universe is the essence of pure feeling. And yet, we are sometimes afraid to feel. We are sometimes afraid to feel our feelings. We would rather place a wall between ourselves and our feelings because we are so fearful of the risk that it brings. You can have your fellow church members, your community members with you. You can have your family members with you. And here you have your offensive line. You got your tight end. You got your wide receiver. You've got all of these people standing with you, absolutely willing to celebrate the love that you are. And here you go into a situation where you are able to make a new friend. And here comes those defensive linemen again. They're lining up. Well, you know there's not going to be a friend like that friend I had who was my best friend, and now she's gone. Well, you know my friends are not going to be like they were in that other place where I lived because they were just the best. And you have this other defensive lineman that says, well, you know, you just can't trust people, so I'm not going to jump into any kind of friendship that I'm just not sure about. And then you have this other defensive lineman who is absolutely staring you in the face, wondering whether or not you can be the kind of friend that you want to be. And so you have all of these fearful thoughts simply when somebody invites you to go to lunch. Something simple, something just totally mundane, something arbitrary, and your fear gets in the way, and you start to make up excuses about why you can't show up. And oh, I can't fit it into my schedule. And all these many things are happening in my life, and I just can't find time to make a new friend. I've got enough friends anyway. And before you get to release the ball, you are sacked again. And you are down. And now you have to get yourself back up so that you can be absolutely prepared for the next opportunity that love has for you. And you may see that there are many things that have come into your life that you have been disappointed by. And those thoughts start to populate your brain as you are lined up at the line of scrimmage. And when you are absolutely ready to receive this love now, you think this time this is it. You think for sure this is going to be the moment when I am ready to receive love and give love, and the ball snaps and you have it. And just as you start to go back and send it to that offensive lineman and you throw the ball, and then you see these defensive linemen come up in the field again. That last relationship just almost ruined me. I can't stand the thought of making myself vulnerable again. And here's another defensive lineman that's coming on the field, and he's saying, well, they just want something from you. They don't really want to love you. And then you have another defensive lineman who is saying, well, you're really not ready. You're really not healed from that last relationship. And then you have another defensive lineman who is over there saying, you really got to protect yourself. And then the ball drops. And it's a fumble. And there was no chance for that play to be complete. And so you have all these many opportunities for love, and your ego keeps circumventing the play being complete. You can't even reach your goal. You can't even be able to see the possibility of it, even though everything within you is calling for it. Bless you. The Course in Miracles tells us that love wishes to be known, completely understood and shared. It has no secrets, nothing that it would keep apart and hide. It walks in sunlight, open-eyed and calm, in smiling welcome and in sincerity so simple and so obvious, it cannot be misunderstood. And yet, we are skeptical about love. We are skeptical about being able to embrace love, even within our very families, even within our relationships that we've had for years. Here we have everything that is right here lined up for us. We have a great teaching, we have a strong family, we have a good education, we have people that are supporting us as our offensive line. And so there's not going to be any danger that can come to us because everybody is absolutely clear that they have the intention to be loved. And so when the center is ready to snap the ball to you, because you are always the quarterback in every play of your life. You are the one that gets to carry the love. You are the one that gets to receive the love. And so in this opportunity, you have your two guards that are on the other side of each of the centers, and their function is to block any fear that comes your way so that you can be able to receive this love. And then on some plays, sometimes they'll come out of position and they'll try to do a trap. And sometimes these tackles are just ready for any thought that comes up that may look like fear. And here you are, totally equipped by this whole team who is absolutely cheering for you and wanting your highest and best, and knowing that you are love, and knowing that you are deserving of love, and knowing that you're willing to receive love, and knowing that you are able to give this love. And here you go. And so the ball is snapped to you and you receive it. And then you begin to take that chance and go. And that wide receiver is out there, and it looks like he's going to reach that ball. And then you have this thought, well, you know what happened last time. Well, you know what? Maybe I'm just not meant to be happy. Well, you know, everybody doesn't have someone to love them. Oh, you know, this is a lonely world. And then your wide receiver is tackled. He's down. And love does not have its complete play. Love is still on the field. And there is no movement, except you are losing your opportunities to be able to receive love again, because you have now decided in your mind, based on all of the experiences that you've had in your life, that love is not available to you. And so here you are on this playing field where there is all of this fear facing you, and there are all of these allies who are with you, and there is all of this universe that is conspiring for your good. And everything about you, the very fiber of your being, is knowing that you want to know love, and you want to receive love, and you want to embrace love, and you want to feel love in every way, in every aspect of your life. And here you have another opportunity to then sit on the sidelines and take a break and give yourself a time period for you to just recoup. As you watch your defensive team go in and try to stop that other energy that is like fear, that is coming into your end zone, that is coming toward your territory, that is coming into your space that you call home, that space that you have identified as the place where you feel comfortable. And here you have this great amount of activity that's going on before your very eyes. And you're able to see the running backs that are sitting beside you. They're no longer out there on the field. They're absolutely sitting there with you. And you're watching this other defense team come up from scrimmage. And you're seeing that there are interceptions that's happening. There's things that are happening that are not going according to what the other team thought would happen. Our guys are now intercepting their plays. There's something about love that is growing in us because we've had a time to be still and know. We've been sitting on the sidelines now, and we've been able to commune with the infinite. We've been able to be in our meditative space. We've been able to look at our journaling notes. We've been able to really review all of the wonderful blessings that we've had in our lives. We've been hearing our fellow congregants talk about Tell Me Something Good. We've been seeing how they've been having victories over any kind of seeming fears. And we're absolutely feeling like our defensive team is ready, and that our defense is so great. Our defense is better than the Broncos' defense. Our defense is so powerful that there is nothing that fear could ever do to penetrate this particular line. There is a way that our defensive tackles are absolutely moving out there into that field. And each one of these linebackers are absolutely knowing on the outside, on the right outside, on the left outside, the Sam, they're absolutely being there, and they're lining up, and there is this defensive back. And this defensive back is getting a read. And this defensive back is looking at everything that's going on. And this defensive back is absolutely ready to defend any kind of pass plays that might be happening. There's this cornerback who's absolutely moving fast, being very agile, and everything is working together for your highest and best good on the field. So here's your time. You're back on the field, and it's time for an offensive play. And you are now absolutely feeling the presence of the universe supporting you. You are absolutely convinced of grace. It goes beyond hope. You are absolutely tuned in to who you are as the divine in expression. You are absolutely knowing that this love intelligence intends for you to have this love, that this love intelligence intends for you to be able to receive this love and to be able to fully and completely give it. And then your tight end goes out there and he absolutely catches that love and comes running towards that end zone, ready to make that touchdown. And there is no interference, because now it is absolutely everything about love. Every thought is about love. Every thought is about expecting love. Every thought is about receiving love. Every possibility for love to fulfill itself is happening. And he makes it to the end zone, and it's a touchdown. They cheer. They are absolutely knowing that it is truly the Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. The kingdom of love is yours. The kingdom of love wants to be received. The kingdom of love wants to be cherished. The kingdom of love wants to feel your acceptance of it. The kingdom of love is thrilled by the communion of that connection. There is a great, grand, and glorious thing that is happening when love has pointed the way and law has absolutely responded perfectly, because there was no interference from our egoic thoughts getting in the way of our good. Brian Chamberlain was talking about his Super Bowl rings that he has from the Broncos back during the period when he was playing between 1995 and 2000 as a tight end for Denver. And he said, the significance of my Super Bowl rings are what they stand for. They stand for guys putting aside their egos and their personal agendas long enough to win a championship. And so here is going to be determining the winner today. You know, every year I announce, I'm going to be giving the Super Bowl talk, and then somebody said, well, are you going to tell us who's going to win? And so and everybody always wants to say, well, who do you think is going to win, Celeste? Like I'm going to give them, this magic recipe so they can go place their bets or whatever. I don't know. But what I do know is that the winner of this game is each one of us. The winner of this game is the one who absolutely is willing to both receive love and to give love. The winner of this game is the one who is able to let love triumph over any seeming circumstances that they've ever experienced in the past. It is that winner who is going to be able to make that play regardless of that defensive line that may be facing each one of us. And it may be populated by the teacher that said that you weren't ever going to be anything, or I don't know why they let these people be advisors. And you have this other defensive line person who was, well, you come from a broken home, so you're probably not going to have happiness. And you got another defensive lineman who is, your own parent. Well, you just don't have any luck in love. And then you have this other defensive lineman who says, well, you're fine with being alone. Who needs people anyway? And then you have in that 4-3 pattern in the back row, you got that ex-lover, and then that ex-friend, and then that person that used to belong to that church you belong to, and every one of them is staring you in the face so that you can't even move before you even get a chance to even release love. They catch you, and you don't even have a chance to be on the playing field. But I know that each one of us has within us the capacity to hear that still small voice, to be able to be attuned to that divine love, to be able to know that infinite love is at hand. And I know for each one of us that we are able to speak that word of truth into the law, that we are able to speak that absolute ownership of our divine birthright into the law, which always says yes. And I know that each one of us is able to penetrate any defensive line that can come before us. I am knowing that there is something within us that has been practicing, has been visioning, has been absolutely catching the divine idea that God has for our lives, for our relationships, for our perfect health, for our finances, for our spiritual community, for the planet Earth, for everything that affects us in our lives, and we are able to truly allow ourselves to be training for the day when we get to express our fullest capacity to receive love and to give love. I know that each one of us has been in training for just this time, for just this moment, for just this quality of life. And regardless of the challenges that you've had in the past, each one of those challenges has been preparing you for such a time as this. It hasn't been preparing you to just go back to the showers defeated once again. It has absolutely been preparing you for a halftime show that you won't forget. And this halftime when you get to dance and when you get to celebrate and you get to hear your favorite music and you get to see the pretty people in all of their outfits and you get to really feel the excitement of the crowd, you get to see at this point in your life where you are absolutely able to regroup and to feel the dynamic energy of love and to know that it is your time to go out there and be able to fulfill your play, because your goal is to feel. Your goal is to absolutely feel the love, feel the joy, feel the freedom, feel the power, feel the compassion, feel. This is what is eternal about you. All of those emotions that have been reacting to a disappointment, bless you, all of those reactions that have been turning into emotions of anger, all of those emotions or those choices that you made that didn't quite make sense, all of that guilt that you've been reacting from, all of those sad moments that you've been allowing to weigh you down, all of those emotions have been a reaction from a circumstance, never a response from infinite love. So now, when you go out in that second half, when you go out, you are now eyes open. You are now tuned in. You are now absolutely assured of your good. You are absolutely knowing that this time that you had to be still and celebrate life and enjoy all the good that life has to bring you, a show of your own design. And now you get to give the people what they came to see, and you get to give yourself what you came to be. You are now clear about your life purpose. You are now clear that you are no longer willing to sacrifice feeling, because feeling is your goal. Feeling is what you came here to be. Feeling is what you came here to do. Feeling is who you are. And then when you go out on that field, that ball is snapped. You get it, you feel it, you're connected with it, you're connected with that wide receiver, and you are one, and that wide receiver receives that play, and he starts running, he starts moving, he's agile, he's moving around the sidelines, he's dodging all the defensive linemen, he's getting to that goal post, he's making it across that line, and the crowd goes wild. And it is you. It is you that they are cheering for, because they have absolutely been waiting for you to be free to love, free to be in your joy, free to be in your compassion, free to be in your oneness. And when you get ready to go back for a few extra points, and the special team comes out, and the punter just sends it right over that line, and the referees are like, it's complete, and you got more points, and life is now rolling out in front of you. Every opportunity is yours. Everything that you know that you deserve is coming your way. It's happening now because you have made a commitment to feeling. You are no longer afraid of the defensive linemen who have come to block your mind with thoughts of fear and past disappointments. You are now ready to absolutely celebrate. Whether you're going to Disneyland or wherever it is that you see yourself going, to celebrate your good. It is that the universe sees for you. It is that the universe promises is yours. And it is that which you now know that you are deserving of. It is that divine purpose for which you were created and for which you can only fulfill. And we're all cheering for you. We're all knowing that your highest and best good is at hand now. Namaste.
Namaste.